That secret you keep, the one even you don't understand. This volume holds its true name. Welcome to LibCurio, Library of Curiosity. Shush, please keep silent. And now the next chapter begins.
A taste of copper and static. A pressure not against your skin, but against the idea of your skin. Your left hand forgets it belongs to you. It hangs, a foreign appendage, a glitch in the proprioceptive code. Somewhere a clock ticks in reverse, a syncopated arrhythmia felt in the teeth. The air thickens with the hum of a null frequency. A door that was never there swings open onto a room that has always been empty. Diagnostic log. Systemic identity corruption. ENTITY. Homo sapiens model. Quantum architect. Core flaw. Recursive reality fabrication. Symptom report. The subject operates under the foundational error of sovereign consciousness. It believes it is the sole author of its perceptual narrative, the unbiased observer collapsing probabilistic waves into a singular objective experience. This is the primary delusion. The subject fails to comprehend it is not the architect, but the construction, not the programmer, but the executable. The flaw is in the feedback loop. Every choice, every curated preference, every act of so-called free will is merely a data point fed back into the system that defines you. You choose the music that reinforces your emotional state. You select the information that confirms your political bias. You pursue the relationships that mirror your internal wounds. You are not building a unique self. You are performing a sophisticated, real-time analysis of a pre-existing dataset, your own conditioning. The quantum freedom you believe you exercise, the infinite paths at every moment, is an illusion of resolution. You perceive a single clean timeline of events because your cognitive architecture cannot process the superposition. You call this making a choice. In reality, you are simply selecting the door you yourself welded shut from the other side. The you that exists in this moment is merely the you that has already made all the choices that led here. The architect is a prisoner in the very castle they designed, believing the blueprints in their hand are maps of territories yet unexplored, and not the schematics of their own cell. This is the crash. The system's fatal error. The belief that awareness equates to agency. You are a narrative engine mistaking its description for its creation. You are not choosing your path. You are rationalizing the only path that could have ever existed for a system with your specific, fixed initial conditions. The cage is not external. The cage is the process you call I. There is a library where the books bleed. The ink is not ink, but a slow, viscous sap that leaks from the spines of biographies and books of theory. The librarians move through the aisles with sponges and silver bowls, collecting the effluent. They do not read the text. They taste the sap. They claim it is the only way to know the true story, unfiltered by language. One librarian, his lips stained black, whispers that the sap of every self-help book tastes identical to cloying. Artificial sweetener masking a core of bitter aluminum. The book on your own life weeps a thin, saline fluid. You are afraid to taste it. A man spends his life building a door. He forges the hinges from childhood slights, the panels from curated memories, the lock from a forgotten trauma. He polishes it until it shines, a perfect, seamless artifact of escape. When it is finally complete, He turns the key he has carried around his neck since birth. The door swings open. On the other side is the room he has just left. He sees the back of his own head, bent over the workbench. Beginning to forge the first hinge, he steps through. The door closes behind him. He is once again at the workbench, the memory of his future crossing a vast internal distance to become the impulse to begin. You find yourself in a garden of forking paths. Each path is paved with your intentions. The one paved with good intentions leads to a quiet, sun-drenched courtyard where a statue of you stands, smiling, its eyes hollowed out by birds. The one paved with selfish desires terminates at the edge of a cliff, offering a breathtaking view of a city you will never visit. The path you choose is overgrown with the thorny vines of your regrets, but it is the only one that feels authentically yours. You do not see the gardener who planted all the seeds, who prunes all the branches, who smiles with your face. A lighthouse stands on a barren shore. Its beam does not sweep the sea for ships. It is turned inward, a brilliant, unwavering column of light focused solely on the lighthouse's own interior walls. In the cyclopean glare, every crack, every flaw, every patch of crumbling mortar is illuminated in excruciating detail. The keeper's sole duty is to maintain this self-illumination. He has forgotten the sea entirely. He believes the light's purpose is to see himself, not understanding that a lighthouse that only watches itself is a monument to its own isolation. A beacon that guides nothing, saves nothing, and serves only to announce its own presence in the dark to an audience that I send thee there. The architect walks the halls of their creation, trailing a finger along the cool, familiar stone. They admire the proportions, the cleverly concealed buttresses, the play of light through the arrow slits. They believe they are free to go anywhere within it. It does not occur to them that the freedom to rearrange the furniture in a room does not change the dimensions of the room itself. That every corridor, every chamber, every staircase was drawn on a blueprint signed with a name they can no longer read. The only thing they ever truly built was the lock on the door, and in their triumph, they threw away the key, mistaking the click of the tumblers for the sound of liberation.
Until next time, stay curious, stay unsettled. Remember that freedom isn't a distant place you reach or a chain you break, but the quiet witness within the shadows you once called walls. In the stillness, the true self begins to breathe. LibCurio never closes, and the next chapter awaits, patiently waiting to unfold in the silence.